Hello, happy Halloween. We are 6 days to October 31st as I tape this, which is why I'm in costume. This is clearly a wig, plus some skeletons from my closet, because I want to talk about Halloween costumes today and do something I've never done before, which is respond or react to another YouTube video. Normally on this channel, I make fashion videos about goth style, and we have a new one that just came out called Victorian Gothic. If you haven't seen it, please check it out. It is beautiful. Today, though, a bit of a rant. I saw a video a few days back called Why I No Longer Like Halloween on the YouTube channel of Miss E. Now, I know her from Instagram, and you might too. She's an amazing goth model with this fierce death hawk and amazing fashion sense. She makes most of her own outfits and also runs a costume shop in her town. And she made this very heartfelt video, Why I No Longer Like Halloween, because pop-up stores are fucking wrecking her business, basically. And it triggered something that I've been upset about for the last few years, this year especially, which is crappy Halloween costumes at pop-up stores. So first, in response to your video, I want to say I feel you. It felt very emotional and difficult for you, Miss E, to talk about this as your livelihood is threatened, this business that you've built, and anyone who's been self-employed or run a business or a side hustle, whatever, knows that it's tough. And when a big, corporate giant comes in next door and stomps on you like, Godzilla, it's kind of a bummer at what is supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year. So the first thing I want to say is, yeah, it sucks, and you're right. What also sucks is that she turned the comments off because when she posted about this before, she got a lot of really negative, sort of hateful feedback, and maybe I will too. I don't know. I don't know how you could be against someone standing up for the spirit of Halloween, which is making a cool costume from what you have. Like, the key point in Miss E's video is pop-up stores are ruining small businesses. And that's not just related to Halloween, that's across all industries. When you have a store that comes for 1 month, pays a lot of money to a landlord to rent this space, and then a month later, takes off, makes the landlord a lot less likely to rent that space for a reasonable amount to a local business because they know they can just make a year's worth of rent money in 1 month, and then you've got the store left empty. It's bad for the street. That stuff might be boring to you. I'm not a political channel, but I think there's a lot of big reasons why pop-up stores suck. But specifically Halloween pop-up stores, because there are costume shops like Miss E's that are there year-round, and they're being really squeezed, and they might not exist anymore if we don't support them. So just to reply to what Miss E had to say specifically, I was at Malabar on the weekend. Costume shop here in Toronto. It's been around for decades. It's there year-round. They have a rental side and they have a retail side, and it's where you go if you need prosthetics or special effects makeup, the best fishnets in town, because they service the dance community, costumes for your Venetian ball, masks, whatever you want. And it was empty. Like, I used to have to wait in line to get into Malabar in October on the weekend. And it was empty. Now, they didn't have what I was looking for, so then I walked down the street to a pop-up store in a retail space that's been empty for years. And it was just jammed with all of these plastic bags hanging on the wall of garbage costumes. Like, there's stuff in there that we all buy. I probably bought these gloves at like a party store or a Dollarama at some point. But if that's the only place you're going for Halloween, I think you're really, really missing out on the fun of creating your costume from what you have around and recycling. If I think of my favorite Halloween costumes, it's like when I reused my prom dress to be like a zombie vampire, or when I just threw some fake fangs on with whatever I had in the closet. So the number one reason Halloween pop-up stores suck is bad for the local economy and small businesses, as Miss E talked about. The second reason is the costumes are overpriced and they're crap. Like, $80, $90, $100 for like this thing you're gonna wear one time? My friends have a dress shop in Toronto called Doll Factory by Damsels. They sell amazing, beautiful dresses and lots of really cool sort of like retro pinup style stuff. And some of it's like quite funky and fanciful, and you could totally make it into like a wicked retro costume. And they've had this thing on Instagram reminding people, if you're going to spend $100, why blow it on something you're only going to wear one time per year? Let them show you how to take a really funky outfit, turn it into a costume, and then be able to wear it to a party the next week. So go Damsels. For me, it's about thrift stores. Like, I love Kensington Market here in Toronto, which has all the thrift stores. I recently needed a pair of like vintage gloves for Victorian Gothic, and I went to Courage My Love, which has been there for decades, and bought a pair of vintage black lace gloves for $5 out of a drawer. Didn't create any new garbage, no plastic container, wasn't shipped here from across the world, wasn't expensive, supported a local business. Felt good to buy those gloves there. I could buy black lace gloves across the street right now from Dollarama for $1. They feel like sandpaper, and I'm gonna throw them in the garbage along with the plastic they came in on a boat from China. Like, to me, it's very obvious what like the right thing to do is, but also it's more fun. Like, you go to a Value Village or like a thrift store, a vintage store, and you look at things and it sparks your imagination. And to me, that's what a subcultural style and street style is all about. It's not just like walking into one store or one online shop and picking something and ta-da, you have an outfit. It's why I don't like haul videos. That's not what any of this is about for me. It's just not inventive enough. So yeah, the second reason I don't like pop-up stores is all of the garbage that they create, the plastic and whatnot. Also, these stores are repeatedly called out for problematic costumes, whether it's racist or just in bad taste. I don't like all the goth costumes, like goth princess costumes. I would never say it's a culture, not a costume, because that, for me, it's like goth is something you choose. I'm not going to compare it to like the angry Arab costumes or like, you know, drunk Irishman costumes or whatever. Those are just so lazy. Really, it just comes down to Halloween pop-up costumes are not creative. They're overpriced. They're making plastic and garbage. They're hurting local businesses. I'm not suggesting. I've never shopped at Spirit or another Halloween pop-up store. Here's a picture of my friend Karen and I having a lot of fun trying on hats in LA. And then we went to like the secondhand part of Hollywood, and that's where I bought like this crazy like fake Elvira thing for $10, which I still wear today. So if you are planning a costume this weekend, give it some thought about what you can make out of nothing. I think you'll have a lot of fun, and thank you for watching my first YouTube rant video. Watch out, I have a lot of opinions, and I'll be back. Bye.